Hi, this is Born in 62, I'm Henrik Jürs. Today we're going to look at the Dumbell chest fly. That's an exercise that's been around since the dawn of time, I don't know, but it's an old school exercise that Schwarzenegger and all these guys also used. It's quite a good exercise, very productive. It gives a lot of shape and mass to the chest muscles, but it's also a little bit dangerous. If we compare it to the Dumbell chest press, it's dangerous because the weight is so uneven through the range of motion. In a Dumbell chest press, you collapse your elbow as you move the weight down, meaning that the vector from your shoulder to your elbow is pretty short. And as you extend your arm on the way up, gravity goes this way down onto your chest, so it feels easier and easier as it comes up, and that's allow you to use pretty heavy dumbbells. On the other hand, in a fly you have a slight bend in your elbows and you make a big hugging movement like this, meaning that the top of the movement here, the weight will feel pretty easy, pretty light, but as you move your hand out, the vector becomes longer and longer, and at the bottom you will get a very severe stretch of your pectoral muscles near the shoulder joint. So if you choose to start out with a weight that are too heavy, this will come as a very nasty surprise on the first rep when you move your hand out. So if you've never tried this before, please start out without any weights. Just get the movement right and then start out with small light weights first to try it out. Then you can slightly move up until you think that's enough. This is not a mass building exercise, so you should go heavy. You should choose a weight where you can do 12, 15, maybe 20 reps and no less than that, because you can easily injure your shoulder if you go too heavy. One of the things you have to consider is that there needs to be a line between your hand, your elbow and your shoulder all the time. It goes like this, up and down like a big hug. Imagine you're hugging a big tree or big bear or something like that. But you must never get these 3 points out of line, because if you get your hands up higher like this, there will be a line between your hand and your shoulder, but the elbow is no longer in that line. And if the weight is just a bit heavy, it can begin to twist your arms like this and you'll injure your shoulder. I saw this once, a guy in the gym that lost control and the weight went that way and his shoulder simply popped. So don't do that. So practice the movement until you get it right, because this is potentially dangerous if you do it wrong. When you do Dumbell chest presses, you should have your hands like this, but in this exercise it's the opposite. You will hold the dumbbells like this and you will come up and down in a big hug like this. So let's see the exercise. Like always, when we pick up dumbbells from the floor, I squat down. I have a slight bend in my elbows when I pick up the weights, place them on the sides and sit down. From here I will lie back and press the dumbbells up over my chest in one fluid motion. Here I rotate them until I have the proper hand position and I start my fly. Out here I feel a good stretch and I come up again. For the first couple of reps I move pretty slowly because I want to have control over that stretch. You shouldn't lower the weight more than you get a good stretch. It shouldn't be hurtful. At the end of the set, I place the dumbbells on my thighs, one more, and I get up and I squat down, and that way I don't hurt my back. So that is it. You gotta try this out with very light weights to find out how much stretch can you take. You shouldn't stretch yourself beyond the limits, because then you risk injuring yourself. But it's a very productive exercise that will give you a lot of mass and shape out here if done correctly. So try it out, but take care. Hi.